Hey y'all, Carnivore Grannie here. My freezer is absolutely overrun with chicken bones, so we're making carnivore chicken bone broth today. You know I'm on lion diet, so the only bone broth I can have on lion diet is beef broth. But this is a staple. I use it as a base for soups, stews, and I like to have a cup of it too. I absolutely love chicken bone broth. That's in the future when I'm done with lion diet, but for now I use it to do cooking for the rest of my family. So let me show you what I do. I've got my Instant Pot here. There is a max level that shows on the inside of the pot, so you don't ever want to fill past that because we are going to be pressure cooking, so we want there to be room for all of that pressure. So first of all, I'm going to dump my chicken bones into the Instant Pot, as many as I can fit. Maybe just a few more, but not that many. Now, this is a super simple recipe, and I also add in some chicken feet. They're great for collagen. I put in 2 chicken feet per chicken carcass. So I've got 2 chicken carcasses in my Instant Pot, so I'm going to use 4 chicken feet. This is where a lot of the collagen comes from. Of course, there's some in the tendons and ligaments because I left all those on. But I do know that this helps too. So I'm putting in 4 chicken feet. And then I'm going to fill my Instant Pot with enough water to cover. If you don't have very many chicken bones, then only use enough water to cover. Don't fill the whole pot up or it'll be very diluted. So I'm going to fill my water up to the max line. And I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. This also helps bleach the minerals out of the bones. Now this is carnivore, so I'm not putting in any vegetables or anything like that. So I'll add my 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And I do go ahead and put some salt in, not a whole lot, because depending on what I'm using this for, I can add salt. Like if I'm making a soup or a stew, I can add salt to that. And if I'm having a cup of bone broth, then usually I put in some of my homemade raw electrolytes. If you'd like that recipe, let me know and I'll do a video on that. It would be a short video, but it's informative and it would save you a ton of money on electrolytes. So I'm going to sprinkle some salt in. Going to give everything a quick stir. Close my Instant Pot. You'll hear all the beeps. I'm going to make sure that it is sealed, not vented. If it vents, then your temperature won't ever get up to where you want it to be because it'll keep venting the steam. So make sure your Instant Pot is on seal. And then I'm going to go here and go to pressure cook. There are different schools of thought on this. Most people do this on low for 3 or 4 hours. I have done it on high, and I've had good results with that. But today, I'm going to do it on low, but I'm going to do it a little longer. I'm going to do it for 4 hours. So I pushed the pressure cook button, and I've got a preset setting in here. It's already on low, and it's already on 4 hours. I'm going to take it off of keep warm because I don't need it to keep warm when it's done. And then I'm going to hit start. And that is all there is to making yummy chicken bone broth with the bones I had in my freezer. So I will be back in 4 hours to show you how it looks. We'll pour it into some mason jars, and then I'll let that cool and show you that chicken jelly. See you soon. Okay, it has been venting for about 5 minutes. So now we'll see if the top is ready to come off. And take it off, and I prop it right there on the edge. Here is the inside. You see it's nice and full with lots of chicken, lots of bones, little chicken feet here. So I'm going to use my tongs and take out the bones. I've heard of some people reusing their bones, and that you might be able to do that with beef bones, but I've never been successful doing it with chicken bones. So I just take this all out. There's quite a bit of meat left on this too. I could save that for a chicken soup. I wasn't able to eat chicken when I made this roasted chicken, the one that still got all the meat on it. So all of that went into this broth, like these chicken legs that are still pretty whole. Get a nice facial while you're standing here too. This broth really does look good though. It's nice and golden. I'll show you. In fact, I can go ahead and show you that part before I get all the bones out. Now I use whatever kind of jars I have. I do have some mason jars. I do have some spaghetti jars. These are nice. They come from Classico because they do have the measurements on the side as well, but I'll use anything. So I am just going to fill this one up, put it in the refrigerator, and then I will show you what it looks like when it's all cooled down and it's separated into chicken fat and chicken jelly. So we're going to dip this in here. Get mostly broth. There's probably a few little pieces in there. Now I'm not going to fill this up any more than that because I've done that before and broken a mason jar. So give it plenty of room to cool off. And when it expands in the freezer, which is what happened to me, that cracked all my jars. So I'm going to let this cool off, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and I'll be back tomorrow to show you the rest. Good morning. Today is the next day. The bone broth has been in the refrigerator cooling all night, and I wanted to show you how it looks. There's a thin layer of chicken fat across the top, which I will just incorporate back in when I use this. If you want to, you can take it off, just crack through it and lift it right off. But the magic is what's under that fat layer, and it's chicken jelly, and it's full of collagen. And the way you know that is because that's how it looks. That's how it looks when it's done. The chicken feet help. All the ligaments and tendons that I left on the bones help. But this is where the gold is. This is yummy collagen. If you were to drink some of this every day or use it in your daily cooking, you might not even need a collagen supplement. So I hope this has been a helpful, easy way for you to make carnivore chicken bone broth. I'll see you in the next one.